Hi, it's Chris from California Building Materials, and this is kind of the short version of the not the JCB, that works great, of the Cat TH83. It originally got offloaded up there by where the red tractor is and the white equipment trailer, and it was worked on up there for a while, and then it would run, so it would go a few feet or go further, and it made it around the yard 2-3 times to eventually landed here and would go no further. So we began to try and look at what might be the problem, because we originally thought the whole problem centered on this homemade switch we found inside the electrical panel here, because the brake here triggers, you have to have, there's a switch that this handbrake triggers, and that switch turned out to be this. Obviously it's not a Cat switch. Someone took out the Cat switch and creatively put together this, and apparently it worked really well. Even the Cat people said they were highly impressed at the engineering of the thing. But because you can see the brake goes down, it pushes on these to free up the electrical system, but eventually that turned out not to be the problem, because we overcame that and we started looking for the real Cat parts, and that led to the lubricant problem. And the lubricant problem is that somebody figured out that because the clutch, well, I'm not a mechanic, but all the internal transmission shifting parts are pretty much burned out or burning out, they introduced a super heavy fluid into the transmission hydraulic pump system, whatever, and that heavier fluid, and I'm quoting the Cat people and Jason, the mechanic that helps me from time to time, that heavier fluid gave it enough to move forward until it eventually just died down here. It'll go no further. The engine's freaking great. The engine runs fantastic, but we're down here now from up there, and it ain't moving, and it's become a huge paperweight for the last 3 months. And you say 3 months? You know what? It's my first adventure into getting a machine this large, and when you go to the Cat dealer and they tell you it's $2.50 an hour for a field rep, and they don't know what's wrong, and you get a little bit nervous on signing up on that. But we did our best with it. We rebuilt this whole thing. The front end was caked hard to like decomposed granite or sand that was just packed in. We took it all apart, and Little Rock Hydraulics rebuilt the ram assembly. There's a hydraulic ram inside there. Rebuilt the hydraulic ram, and we've got new parts for the ram from Cat. But from there it just gets ugly, because it's not going anywhere. Whoever had it knew exactly what the problem was and pulled the wool over the people of Ritchie brothers and thus us. So we want our money back on what we did with Little Rock Hydraulics and Jason and everything. That's about $1,200, and then whatever the Quinn bill is plus our payments. We'd be happy to buy a skip loader or a small excavator from Ritchie Brothers, because, as I said, the JCB, they're fucking awesome. This is everything an auction's supposed to be. You know, the seller got back what they agreed to. Us as a buyer, we got the machine we needed. Yeah, it needs a little bit of servicing, but that's to be expected. You know, nothing's perfect at the auction. You just have to have an understanding what you're getting into. So, anyways, one good thing, one bad thing as a result of being at the auction there in Paris.